Don't shut it off.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117
And Greyshot151 here.
and today we're doing a review of Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Don't put me through that trauma. In any case, what did we think of Star Wars' last, supposedly, movie in the Skywalker franchise?
It's good.
It's not the worst thing ever.
No, just good.
It's not the best thing ever.
No, just good. It's got plot holes. It's got issues. But the one thing I will say about this movie is that it's a good time. There's action. You got good character beats here and there. Not all the characters get their due. I'd say some are far more, spotlighted than others. But yeah, there's some cool sequences. They're not the best. Like, if you're looking for the best space action,
Rogue One.
Yeah, I'd probably say Rogue One. If you're looking for, like, the best ground war situation, like ground fighting, probably Empire with, like, the ice planet. If you're looking for a more cataclysmic, like emotional ending, there's some good, like, The Force Awakens does some good stuff. Like, there's, in this, if we're just going to focus on this trilogy, there are parts that do things better, but for the most part, still good. Like, I like, there's nothing, like, criminally, like, oh my god, I can't believe they did something like this. And there's nothing new that's like, oh, that's so wonderful. I can't believe I never saw, like, it's like, this movie obviously feels like The Last Jedi. They needed to fix it. They needed to retcon things. They needed to, like, appease fans. And for the most part, I'm not going to complain about nostalgia and, like, these types of things, because at the end of the day, it was a good movie. It was okay. It was good. Like, that's all I can say about this movie. It was good. Was Rey? Good. Kylo Ren? Good. Palpatine coming back? Pretty good. Did it make any type of sense in regards to the other movies? No.
Specifically The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Like, if you want my honest opinion, kind of skipping over everything, but, like, if you want my, like, ratings, Force Awakens, I actually quite enjoy. Yes.
Let's be clear. We have a top 10 video.
Yeah.
Where Force Awakens is one of our favorite films of that year.
Yeah. In regards to this,
and it still is.
Yeah. I'd probably give the movie, like, in hindsight after watching it a few times, it is a clone of the first movie, but it's reintroducing new characters.
There's enough mystery, enough uniqueness, enough to separate it. Where yes, it's a lot of the same, but guess what? After the prequels, for the love of God, that's what people needed.
The thing about
they needed something to relate to in order to get through the travesty.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens sets up interesting characters. I liked Poe as this awesome pilot. I liked Finn as this redeemed stormtrooper, and I like Rey as
someone who's trying to find her identity. Yes.
Because in the first movie, I really didn't get her identity, and that was, like, one of the major flaws, is I didn't get Rey. And the second movie, oh god. Looking back on that one a few times, I give that one, like, a 6 out of 10. It's a well-shot movie. It's like, there's plenty of things about it, but, like, I can't stand the casino stuff. I don't like half of, like, the Luke stuff. The whole scene, like, the whole space chase. There's so many things I don't like about that movie.
Yeah.
It's still a well-made, competent movie, and I give it a 6. But as a Star Wars movie, it replaces a lot of things and fills it in with nothing. So this movie very much feels like we need to fix Last Jedi, but we're going off with The Force Awakens. Therefore, the characters actually have character, unlike Last Jedi. Poe, like, they learn lessons and they go through arcs, and you like them seeing those arcs. Instead of Poe learning, you know what the best thing in life to do? Never question authority. Always believe. Like, no, stop. Like, there's some good themes here. I actually got a handle of Rey, and for the love of God, one thing I will say in this movie is Rey is not overpowered. Listen, I am the first person to say I did not get Rey in those first two movies. This one, I got a kernel. I got something. I got her character in this one. It finally molded in front of me.
Yeah, but you know who's actually had a character the entire time?
Kylo Ren.
1000%.
Kylo Ren is the best part.
Remember that first movie when people were like, Kylo Ren shit, he's just a pompous, like, jackass.
No, I'm
like, no, he he actually has character. He's interesting.
Yeah. And I 100%. Kylo Ren is, like, what makes that movie.
And makes this movie and the last movie, Last Jedi. Yeah. He's the best part of Last Jedi.
Yeah. I quite...
Rey, the problem with Rey in The Last Jedi, this is just me.
Yeah.
My issue with Rey in The Last Jedi was she was literally hooked up with Luke. And the problem with Luke as well is you didn't get Luke. You didn't get Rey because she was tied with Luke. And you didn't get it because you're always questioning
them
what
together.
Luke,
I like their banter and their play, but yeah.
Some of which, like, shouldn't Luke be a lot better? And he's better in this movie. As soon as, again, for those who don't know, Mark Hamill does voice acting. So he does a voice in this immediately. I'm like, okay, he's in this. All right, I'm already like, whew, because I was worried he would not be in this.
Should we just go straight to, like, give a review so we can...
All right, so overall, effects-wise, great.
Yes,
scores great. The pacing early on, incredibly fast.
That is a problem, yes.
But unlike Justice League, which I had the same issue, that movie, the entire movie's that, and it goes to shit. This movie...
It's like the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
20, I'd say 20 minutes.
I say the moment they get to an ice planet is when it starts to slow down.
The desert planet, I would say, it's when it starts to... Specifically when a first interaction occurs.
Okay.
It starts to slow down because they take time to see the setting, to see that people... I get it. There's a lot they have to do.
Yep.
But still, they slow down. Now, my rating on this movie is probably going to be a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Now, before you say, oh, they hated it, a 7 out of 10 is a good film. Yeah. It is a film with issues, and there are characters that palm it and out.
It's the same thing we gave to Jumanji. This is a movie that, and this is the thing I'll say about this movie, it doesn't do anything new.
Yeah.
It does a few things cool,
yeah,
but it doesn't do anything new. The thing I will also say about this movie is it's just a fun time. It's not trying to revolutionize Star Wars. It's just trying to give fans what they like, trying to do some cool shots. We watched it with a variety of fans, some people that knew the lore, some people that didn't before, and what everyone said and could agree on was, for the most part, it was a fun time.
Yes.
It played to nostalgia, but it doesn't do it offensive. It wasn't trying to offend anyone with what it did, and no one felt like, in regards to the Solo, for instance, what's your name? Oh, you're alone. Solo. Like, there's nothing like that. It very much plays on the best parts of the past, not trying to revamp the past.
There are moments in this movie that I will say, for reference, I do think they rushed. There are characters that pop in and out that are rushed. Yeah. But here's the problem. The problem with Last Jedi, once again, Last Jedi did not give them anything. Last Jedi was literally like, look, The Force Awakens, passing the baton. Last Jedi, literally throwing the baton and giving nothing for... Doesn't even matter if it was J.J. Abrams. Giving nothing for the next filmmaker to go off of.
Yeah.
Except for a couple small things. But you can't base a movie entirely based on Kylo and Rey, their relationship, and just have that continue to be the only thing in the third movie that's And I mean that in ways like, you don't go in the race history, you don't go in anything else. It's just Rey and Kylo, current present relationship. When you have all these characters, all this world building that's still going on that needs to be addressed, because Last Jedi felt so small, this movie attempted to widen up the universe. The core systems the Empire has not touched, or the New Order has not touched. It's only the Outer Rim that's currently in turmoil. That was a nice little detail that I wanted because it makes sense. They took out the command, or the core systems are still in Fritz, but the First Order has not come in yet.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's simple stuff like that just helps flesh out this world a lot more.
Yeah.
And also, I'm so happy that the three main leads of this, except for, of course, Kylo, but the three main leads of this, Finn, Rey, Poe, actually got time to spend together.
Yes.
Because
they work best together.
Yes. This movie and Force Awakens works best when they are together or they are bouncing off each other, even if they're on separate areas.
Like if they're arguing. It's so entertaining to watch. I think we're going on a little bit of a rambling now.
Yes, we're about to go into spoilers.
Again,
so 7 out of 10 for me.
7 out of 10. I recommend it. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you like Force Awakens specifically, I think you'll enjoy this one. Now, on to spoilers, which we will very quickly go through because there's so many in this movie. But you can hit them since...
Sith holocron found by Kylo. I'm like, all right, that's a cool detail. Once
Palpatine,
again, there's a lot of Clone Wars Rebels
Snoke
references.
is a Palpatine clone, which is what I actually kind of liked in regards to he was manipulating like a puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people think it may be the ring, which again, nice little detail, whatever. But the point of the matter is, Palpatine's barely alive, like literally held together by strings of wires on a machine that kind of looks like Portal 2. a little bit, like GLaDOS, or something from any other sci-fi thing. But in any case, he's held together by wires. He's like, Kylo, I've been literally leading you on this entire time. Kill Rey, and everything will be good. So, of course, Kylo's like, well...
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I also see your big fleet, so we need to deal with that. How about I get Rey, we go and take on the Emperor, and I'll try to convert her to my side. That way I don't kill her, get her on my side. Rey's in,
I get my Empire, like... Yeah.
Rey's training, which... Thank you! Because, again, Last Jedi, I'm sorry if I bashed Last Jedi. I'm not saying the film was terrible. It's not. People who put it at the worst of the year have not seen any terrible film that came out that year. I'm being honest.
You've not seen Cats. You've not seen Cats.
Any person that rates any film the worst of the year and does not include some of the dog shit like Gemini Man, the Godzilla anime, Cats, any of that stuff, your opinion does not matter. Also, your opinion saying the prequel trilogy is overall better than any of these films is also immediately
look at the dialogue, look at those types of things. Yes, they were. You could say they were under one vision.
Look at the over-reliance on CGI. Look at the over-reliance on poorly written dialogue and character interaction, or just the weird interaction between characters in terms of like Anakin and Padme, or like again, there's some bright spots. The third movie has a lot more bright spots than any of the other two. It's especially Attack of the Clones. By God. Look, Attack of the Clones led to an amazing animated series that's by far better than anything of the original trilogy. But, not original the prequel trilogy, sorry. Original trilogy is best. But, then you also have spin-off movies like Solo and
Back to the film.
Rogue One.
Let's get back to the film.
But, anyway, point of the matter is, this movie, it does a lot. It's literally rushing through stuff.
Yeah.
But overall... Like the dynamic between Kylo and Rey, they increase that. If the best things of Last Jedi, they once again keep pulling from, they keep expanding upon it.
Yep. Because
Kylo is taking center stage of it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some very cool shots using the Emperor in regards to like the end sequence. I was like actually taken away. The characters are all given good moments. Like Rey, again, the worst moment of the film for me was when Rey saw her dark side and she saw and her evil side got like shark teeth. I was like, okay, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But
or the random side character that Poe knows that literally goes from trying to kill them to
oh my god, I liked her.
No, her design. Everything.
I liked her design, especially the end.
Flipped a little bit too quickly.
No. I like the end design when Poe's like, "Hey, you want to get together?" and she's like, "Nah." Like she just puts the no, and just walks away. And Poe's like, "Aw."
Once again,
I actually found that quite humorous.
They're on screen together for a minute, but
you could get their chemistry. That's the thing about this movie. You get characters that you kind of like, whereas Last Jedi, you get characters.
C-3PO has an arc in a little arc. In this movie,
of losing his memory.
It's like this movie does so much more with so little time for every character that I have to give it credit over Last Jedi, which spent an entire
keep going back
movie.
to Last Jedi. Let's focus on this movie. The last thing is, again, the end space fight isn't as good as the other movies.
No, it's
not. Rogue One is still by far the top of the tier.
Yeah.
But no, the end battle with there's some nice sequences and a little bit of physical
specifically
comedy.
Palpatine becoming Palpatine again, and then doing the
Sky Lightning is all that I will say. Sky Lightning was amazing. In regards to like, I did not see that coming.
Now, if
but
you want
I
something
approve.
new, that's new.
Yeah, that's
because
new.
No matter how much sci-fi tech and stuff like that, the Force.
The Force always wins.
Oh my god.
Oh god, it was amazing. But no, otherwise...
there's some things I didn't like Chewie being fake killed and then not. Other things that we can kind of go into.
Yeah.
I think that maybe the pacing is a bit too quickly.
Yeah.
But that being said, you can feel like this movie's trying to establish stuff, then present it.
Yeah.
So...
we're rambling a little too much, but overall, in regards to spoilers, those were like the main bits.
Palpatine... his daughter.
Oh yeah, Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, which I didn't mind. The only thing I want to know is like, who is that poor woman? Was the guy like a clone?
I'm assuming she would be a clone.
Was he just drunk one night when he was like ruling the Senate and be like, but gotta accidentally pump one out and that I'm gonna take all these shots. Just keep hitting me, send them. And then he woke up in bed and he was like, oh god, what have I done?
It's implied that Anakin was created by Palpatine in like material.
So was this like his attempt to create someone? They fled and then Rey was made. Like I don't know. It's probably a story from another time. I didn't mind as much. It's a little corny, but it still worked.
This movie is corny, and Palpatine's even like there's some parts of Palpatine's like whole plot. like him setting up broadcast. Oh, okay, makes sense. He's only sent it to Kylo. Him bringing in Rey. Oh, didn't expect Rey to. Go kill Rey. Nope, he expected Rey to win, come over, and then possess her. But then doesn't because they're both together, and then sucks their life force. Okay, like again, you don't know. Like it's somewhat confusing of how much is Palpatine's plan, how much is dumb luck.
Yeah,
and again,
Palpatine makes dumb luck look like his plan the entire time. Yeah. I think that's why he's the best. That is why he's. I think
he's the Joker, where he's just like he has no plan and a plan at the same time.
Exactly. If it'll all work out.
Who knew the DC universe would cross over with Star Wars?
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else in regards to spoilers?
I mean.
Really... Like, again, this movie plays on a lot of memories.
She had a yellow lightsaber, kind of like a mix between the two.
Yeah, that was cool. Last thing I made note, like, Rey, Rey
fair,
was overpowered. I will make note, I was the first one to say Rey was overpowered. Like, I would agree with that in the first movie and the second, because she received no training and was, like, just amazing.
In the second movie, specifically, the no training. She actually got trained today. She was trained by Leia.
In this movie...
Who we see fight Luke with the lightsaber.
That was cool.
That was a cool scene, and they used the special effects of the de-aging for a brief moment, and
I was okay with it, yeah. The thing I would make note in this movie is like, oh my god, Rey was holding a ship in the air. Yeah, and then Kylo was fighting her for it. So that would equate to the fact that they were both pulling on it, so they're both that strong.
Yeah.
If Rey is as powerful as Kylo Ren and Kylo Ren can do it, okay with that. That's like stroke one. Stroke two is probably the overpowered scene would be the end sequence when she deflects, Palpatine kills him. But the note is she has all the Jedi in her, therefore the fact that Mace Windu, the fact that I wish there was like Mace Windu saying "surprise, mother," like, and then just like
Mace Windu blocked it, so why?
And if she pulls an avatar and knows everything that the Jedi already know, then there's no
It's dumb. It's dumb if you keep saying Rey's overpowered when literally other characters have done exactly what she has.
I didn't get Rey in all the other movies. This one, I finally got her. Her powers didn't feel overpowered. She finally got the training. I'm okay. I'm all good.
Real quick.
Ahsoka Tano and the guy from Star Wars are like confirmed
officially
in a Star Wars movie, which is amazing.
In Rebels, the moment you had James Earl Jones, and I forget his name and I apologize. When you had them both cross voices, with Darth Vader against Ahsoka, that is one of literally for Star Wars. Listen, that is my favorite. It was one of my favorite Star Wars moments.
Yes,
and again, to have his voice in here along with Ahsoka and a bunch of other voice actors. I tip my hat off to J.J. Abrams for even including that, because that's a nice moment. Now, again, some people who don't watch Clone Wars, not going to get that, but for me, that was nice.
Yep.
And then lastly, just to put in perspective, people are upset because, and I was spoiled by this, because of a headline on a news article. So thank you, random internet news, for literally not even putting that in the article, putting it as the headline, saying that Rey is a Skywalker. Here's my thing about that. She chooses to be that. She was trained by them. Essentially, you had Luke as the father. Han is
the like crazy uncle.
The crazy uncle, and Leia is the mother. And she was trained partially or to help.
She rejects Palpatine in regards to heritage, and she chooses the people that molded her to be the good person that she is, which is Skywalker.
Yes,
I'm okay with that. Is it a little cheesy?
Yes. Is Star Wars cheesy at heart? Yes.
Were the first movies still far better? Of course they are.
Yes.
No one's arguing with that. Are these like? But was this movie an okay follow up? It wasn't terrible. It was not prequels. I would argue the prequels in their world building, in their lore, in the creative vision was amazing, and their execution was horribly flawed. And same thing with their writing. And I would argue like one of my favorite parts is the Clone Wars series for like Star Wars, if you want to see it like the pure heart of it.
Yes.
These movies don't get the heart because there was no unified vision, and the writing is a little bit off on all of them.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is they got character and they got cool action. Yeah. They got enough that it works.
Also, for people who are like, this ruined Star Wars, there have been years of prequels. Solo came out, also equally bad. Last Jedi came out, equally bad. But here's the thing. I will still love the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Force
They're
Awakens
not going anywhere.
And Rogue One are still incredible.
Yeah.
The Rebels and Clone Wars Star Wars shows, and now The Mandalorian, are all
Clone
fantastic.
Wars more so than Rebels, but I agree.
I can enjoy the Marvel Universe and dislike Thor the Dark World and a few other films.
Yeah.
I can like Spider-Man, even though I don't like Spider-Man 3. You can like films in a I love Godzilla, and I can't tell you how many Godzilla films, especially when we rewatched it, that we didn't care for.
Yeah.
So, for those who are saying this ruins Star Wars, nothing ruins anything in a franchise. Even the worst Godzilla 1998, even that monstrosity
Still has a good few moments.
Still, not only still has a few good moments, but led to greater things.
Yeah.
You can hate Dragon Ball Evolution as much as you want, and Avatar, the series, but that gave us Korra, and that gave us, what is it?
The new live action that hopefully is good.
The whole Dragon Ball Super and Broly. And Broly alone, I am thankful for Dragon Ball Evolution.
Avatar.
So, again, you can enjoy bad things, but, and you can enjoy, and you can hate good things. That's fine. That's your opinion. But take note that nothing ever ruins anything.
No, things ruin things.
I mean,
like there are movies that tank entire franchises. Like, make no mistake, Avatar Last. The thing
Yes.
that you're trying to say though is, don't let your hatred of one thing cloud your love of the other.
Yes, thank you.
Just because Ghostbusters 2016 exists doesn't mean the original Ghostbusters is terrible. Not at all.
It
just means that a studio made a bad movie that involved the franchise. Yeah. And if, as anyone that has ever known a franchise to have a bad movie, sometimes you come back for it. In this case, it's not bad. It's a good movie. Enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, it's okay. Yeah. If you expected more, you should. Star Wars is an amazing franchise, and you should expect more. And for us, it is kind of a down point that this doesn't do more amazing things. But what it does, it's not terrible. It's just kind of average. Yeah, it's good.
So, real quick, to end the Star Wars, because this is probably the last time we'll talk about Star Wars.
Oh no, we've been ranting and mumbling for about, I don't know, 15 minutes.
How would you rank all the Star Wars films?
In regards to all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, first is probably go Empire, the original. Probably Force Awakens, then Rogue One. And then the rest are just a jumbled mess.
I would probably say for my top 5 would be Empire, A New Hope, Rogue One, Force Awakens, and then probably this movie. I mean, like, if I had to guess, unless... Because I still think, like, as a lot of people say, Revenge of the Sith. I'm like, I still have problems with that. Oh, yeah. But in any capacity, let us know down below what your thoughts are. Again, we try to stay positive about this, and honestly, we thought it was good. What did you think? Leave it down below. Hey, Kat, what do you think? Yeah, I know you don't like cats. You don't have to tell us that again. But in any case, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been Greyshot17.
And Greyshot151.
And we'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, before you guys go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Joey G240, Streakingwookie, Spartycus, Rilfe, Pyroshark, Ollie, JrChicklis, Ion, Ace, Ranger 412, Jakub, Ocwieja, and GTA. Thank you all for your amazing support, and thanks again to the patrons as well down below. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time.